graduation.
Oh shit, fucking Tony Snell.
Until
oh my
right
god, dude's autistic.
An old yearbook photo of him leaked. In this yearbook, this was from the 2010-2011 school year.
That nigga Tony Snell was ass, bro. They used to run
cardio.
cardio.
This was taken. All these
that
other
dude was
kids in
cardio
this yearbook,
Vincent before
Bianca,
cardio Vincent.
Aaron.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, yo. We got another vid, bruh. Today we got 21 minutes and 36 seconds of NBA conspiracy theories. Now, a couple weeks ago, I reacted to a video by him before. It was like 14 minutes of NBA conspiracy theories. So I guess this is like part 2 or some shit. First part was pretty entertaining. If you fuck with basketball and stuff like that, go check out 2-3, bro. He's really entertaining. A W dude. Check me out. TikTok, YouTube, everywhere, bro. I'll leave everything down below. Trying to grind 2026. Other than that, let's go.
Here's 21 minutes of NBA theories that sound ridiculous, but might actually be true. At Dropping Dimes 20. Dropping Dimes 20 might be the craziest thing we never got a full answer to in NBA history. So June 2023, the NBA season just ended. The Nuggets just win their first NBA championship, and free agency is about to start. The question everyone wants to know, who's going to announce each transaction first? Shams? Woj? Well, neither. It's going to be this guy, Dropping Dimes 20. A random account on Twitter. No profile picture. Gonna leak all the free agency news before Woj and Shams.
No way.
It started on June 28th. James Harden on the 76ers. Everyone wants to know what he's about to do. He's a free agent. So some random Twitter account at Dropping Dimes 20. This guy tweets, other thing is, James Harden will opt into his contract and request a trade. Don't know which team he wants though. I mean, who cares?
Bro,
it's a random Twitter account with no following.
How do Twitter pages and stuff like that always know hella information, bro? Cause like I never see shit until like an hour after it gets posted by somebody, bro. Like, how do these random accounts just know shit right the fuck away, bro? I never understood that.
A little after Dropping Dimes 20 tweets this, Woj tweets, breaking. 76ers guard James Harden is picking up his $35.6 million option, and sides are beginning to work together in exploring trade scenarios. It's expected that Harden has played his last game for Philadelphia. Okay, maybe Dropping Dimes got lucky, who knows. But then the guy follows it up, Houston got Drake's twin. Done deal.
No way.
If you don't know who Drake's twin is,
Van Vliet.
This is Drake, this is Fred Van Vliet. Basically no difference. But again, a claim not being backed up with real evidence, until again, a little after that tweet, Woj tweets, free agent guard Fred Van Vliet.
That's gotta be Woj's or Shams' like burner account or some shit, bro. Cause there's no way.
Alright, he could just be getting lucky. I mean, this is 2 stars. But then there's this one.
Two what?
Just be getting lucky. I mean, this is 2 stars.
2 stars? Van Vliet ain't no damn star. What are we talking about, yo? Nigga, Van Vliet's a role player, but that nigga's not a star. What the fuck?
But then there's this one. Because at this time, Bruce Brown just went all for the Nuggets, so every single team was trying to get him.
Van Vliet was pissing me off in the playoffs last year, bro, against the Warriors. It's because, like, the first 2 games, bro, that nigga could have hit water if he fell out of a boat in the middle of the ocean. But, like, one game, bro, he decided just to not miss, bro. But then after that, for, like, 2 games straight, he just decided not to miss for the entire game, bro. It was pissing me off.
Agent,
we still won that
Dropping
series.
Dimes tweets, if you want Bruce Brown in your team, forget it. Unless you're a Pacer fan. And of course, what follows that?
Alright, bro,
a Woj tweet. Free agent Bruce Brown has agreed on a 2-year, $45 million deal with the Indiana Pacers. So this guy has yet to miss. He's getting everything right before Woj and Shams. And Twitter, they keep deactivating his account in between all of this. Then he tweets,
that's some BS, bro.
Be quiet. They're trying to.
Just because this nigga's not like a big time dude, y'all go and deactivate his account, bro. That's some BS, yo. Niggas hate to see other people succeeding and win, bro.
Harden will be in LA. This brother is John Wick. The NBA was literally trying to silence this dude. But of course, what follows that? A Woj tweet, breaking. The Philadelphia 76ers have agreed on a trade to send James Harden to the Los Angeles Clippers. Alright, man. Who is Dropping Dimes 20? And who are his sources? because he doesn't miss. And in this whole time, like I said, his account keeps getting taken down by Twitter. Adam Silver keeps sending his goons to get rid of this guy. And also, when he gets taken down, fake accounts keep popping up. Dropping Dimes 21, Dropping Dimes 22, literally dropping dimes with every number.
But I don't get why they
So in the midst of
deactivated
all
him
this,
instead of like,
Dropping
how
Dimes
about you
20
work with him so like you can have another dude giving out information and shit instead of just taking down his account, bruh. Niggas, bro, I never got that, bro. Unless I'm missing something and I'm just an idiot, bro, and there's something like about you can't do that. Why not just give him a job and like just have him work for you guys instead of just trying to silence him and push him out? Because he's obviously doing great work, bro.
Puts his account back in tweets. All these accounts are fake. I used to work in the NBA for a big time agency. Just know agents talk and word spread. That's how I know. So Dropping Dimes 20 tweets this, that he's basically a former NBA agent and now releases NBA news before Woj and Shams, I guess. And then Dropping Dimes 20 drops this tweet. My legacy is never on the line because I am him. Know that. Insane. But still to this day, no one fully knows who Dropping Dimes 20 was. If it was a player leaking news, if it was a GM leaking news,
It was KD.
no one knows. But someone had a burner, someone in the mix with all this info, and was spreading correct info too. But next theory. The 2010
What was the theory, What was the theory, bro? You just went over how he was a dude that gave out takes. What's the theory? What the theory? No one knows who he is. Is that the theory? That was it. I thought it was about to be some crazy like. I thought you were gonna have some speculation. Like I don't even know, but I was expecting a little bit more.
NBA draft lottery rig. You're probably asking, why the hell would the NBA
Not
rig the
surprised.
draft lottery for the Wizards? It's the Wizards. And honestly, that's a great question. Till you
Well,
look
the
at
draft
it a
lottery is
little.
always rigged.
So
after,
December
bro,
2000
after what happened with Cooper Flag, bro, and how when Luka got traded and they got the first pick, bro. Ever since then, bro, I've known it's been rigged. I knew it was rigged before that, but like that just like solidified it as being rigged for me.
2009, they had this issue. Their best player, Gilbert Arenas, like easily their best player. The guy was a 3-time All-Star. He averaged 29 points per game a few seasons before that. But Gilbert Arenas, him and another Wizards player, Javaris Crittenson,
That was in
they decided
2009,
to play a game of cards.
bro. I always thought this happened in like 2004 or something like that, like the early 2000s. I did not know it was in 2009. What the hell? It's because like people made it. I don't know the way I've always heard the story. I just always thought it was in like 2004, bro. 09. What the?
One thing led to another, and they both flashed guns at each other in the locker room. You know, the typical shoot your teammate because they don't pay up. But nah, it was serious. They both brought guns to the
Imagine
locker room.
being an
'cause
NBA
money was
player,
owed
bro.
from
You
the
better
card
shoot
games.
your own teammate because
Then
he didn't pay you
both
up
players got
$100 for a
suspended
game
for the
of
rest
cards,
of the
bro.
season.
Like you're a millionaire,
Netflix
bro.
comes out with
You don't need
documentary
$100
called
from your
Shooting
teammate.
Guards. Give a raise to whoever named that. But David Stern literally said, his ongoing conduct had led me to conclude that he is not currently fit to take court in an NBA game. Yeah, the Wizards were constantly in the news, and negatively. I understand now, in 2026, the Wizards are looked at negative because they're awful, but then they were looked at negative because they
He
were a
just did him
national
dirty
scandal.
as hell.
They'd end up finishing the 09-2010 season at 26-56, which brings us to May, the 2010 NBA Draft Lottery. Their 26-56 record gave them the 5th best chance at the first overall pick, a 23.8% chance at the 5th pick, 34.2 at the 6th pick, but with a 10% chance to get the first overall pick. Of course, the Washington Wizards win the lottery.
But the NBA has to
And the
get rid of
theory
this
around-
dumbass draft lottery, bro. 'Cause that's how they rigged that shit, bro. Because they don't even televise the lottery live or whatever. They don't even they don't televise like them picking out the ping pong balls and shit. So like they could easily just rig that shit, yo. Let's be for real. It should just be like the NFL, bro. Just give the worst team the first pick. You know what that? You know how much how that would fix a lot of stuff, bro. Because then the same bad teams wouldn't be bad for as long, bro. Because could you imagine if the Wizards had Wemby and if the team who was the worst team in the league last year had Cooper Flag instead of Dallas, bro? Like what are we doing, bro? And then the same teams are still gonna be ass because they just can't win the lottery because they're not gonna rig it They're not gonna rig. They're not gonna let Wemby go to the Wizards and fucking, you know. They'd rather see him in San Antonio, bro. You know what I mean?
This, it was to save their reputation. The Wizards were looked at as a mess, dealing with all these scandals, facing public embarrassment. They needed a new direction. So, get them their point guard of the future. And face of their franchise, really, John Wall, the unanimous #1 pick in this draft. It was time to get the Wizards a new identity.
John Wall was so
and on top of that,
bro.
the Wizards owner, Abe Ballin, he actually passed away a couple months before the draft lottery, an ownership transition going on. So giving the new ownership the first overall pick, something you kinda see often. And by often, I mean a theory
John
we're gonna
Wall
get to
was
in a
so
little.
nice, bro.
But yeah, the Wizards, they were the junkyard team of the NBA. And the theory goes, the NBA didn't want to ruin their reputation, so they handed the Washington Wizards the first overall pick in 2010, an attempt to jumpstart a new era of basketball there. But the next theory, a crazy one, the Rob Hennigan theory.
Who?
So this is Rob Hennigan. Let's just take a quick look at Rob Hennigan's work history. 2008 to 2012, the Thunder executive. 2012 to 2017, the Magic GM. 2017 to today, the Thunder's assistant GM. I mean, it looks pretty normal, I guess. A guy who was good in his first place, got a big promotion somewhere else, then he went back to the place he started. Maybe he got fired or something in between. Seems normal. Until you look at what happened in this middle spot. So 2012, the Orlando Magic hire Rob Hennigan as the GM after seeing the Thunder go crazy. You know, the Durant, Harden, Westbrook Thunder. And the Magic are like not really good at this point. Their team's like a young Vooch, Aaron Aflalo, who I used to be jealous of.
I
Mo
bro, I
Harkless,
haven't heard that
Jameer
name in a
Nelson.
minute. But Aaron Aflalo, bro, I remember having his card on the old NBA Live mobile games, bro. I remember him, bro. That's the only reason I remember Aaron Aflalo.
And Big Baby Glenn Davis. That's the team they have at this
Victor
point.
Oladipo yet?
So they go 20-62 in Hennigan's first season. But it's okay, because Hennigan came in to start the rebuild. And they land
they
Victor
got me.
Oladipo in the draft next year. A great start to the rebuild. Then they get Aaron Gordon the year after that. In 2016, they actually draft Domantas Sabonis 11th overall. But what happens 2016 draft day? Well, Orlando trades Victor Oladipo,
Bro,
Ersan
Orlando's so
Ilyasova,
stupid,
and
bro.
Domantas Sabonis.
This is why teams like this will
to-
never be good, because
Yes,
they
sir.
always make dumbass decisions like this, bro. Them,
Oklahoma
and then the Jazz or some shit, bro. I remember the Jazz. They drafted like Jamal Murray and someone else, and they traded them both to the Nuggets or something
City.
like that.
Rob Hennigan's former employer, for Serge Ibaka. Rob Hennigan's to, guess who? Oklahoma City. Rob Hennigan's former employer,
Whoa.
for Serge Ibaka, who was on an expiring deal. And what happens after that? In Oklahoma City, the Thunder get Paul George, the Pacers get Victor Oladipo, and Domantas Sabonis. So basically, the Thunder get Paul George for what they
So
traded for Serge Ibaka.
this dude knew he was
Then-
about to leave or get fired, so he traded the roster to his team, then he went back to his team. That's low-key genius, bro. Like, why haven't more teams done that, bro? If I'm a GM, I'm doing the same shit. Like, if let's say I was the GM of like the Chiefs or some shit, bro, and I have Mahomes, and then I know I'm about to get fired, bro. I'm trading that dude, and then I'm just going to whatever team I traded him to, bro. Is that not smart as hell, bro? That's genius. That's not even a theory or illegal, bro. That's just like being a smart general manager.
In 2017, Rob Hennigan gets fired from the Magic. From 2012 to 2017 in Orlando, the Magic went 132 and 278,
Yeah, I do it.
the worst
Awful
5-season
GM.
stretch in Magic history. The Thunder in that time, they'd get the player they'd eventually be able to trade for SGA from their former employee who was the GM of the Magic. But to make it even crazier, when Hennigan got fired from the Magic, he went back to the Thunder. And still to this day, he's their assistant GM. Now, it's a crazy theory to say that he purposely went somewhere else and his goal was to help OKC out, but you never know, I guess. And the other day,
That's
the
called
Washington
being
Post
smart,
put out an
bro.
article. What the Wizards
Y'all
can learn
niggas should
from
have
the
thought of that
OKC
shit
Thunder
first,
GM
bro.
tree.
That's not even
Who's
his
the assistant
fault.
GM of the Wizards? Brett Greenberg. This guy. He needs to go to the Spurs, become their GM, then trade Wemby for Tristan Vukovic.
That's what I'm saying.
What the Thunder did. Oh yeah, then they got to rehire Brett Greenberg half a decade later when he gets fired from the Spurs. That's the plan. And I'm not joking when I say this. There's actual people who fully buy this theory. In a post, what were the main reasons the Rob Hennigan era didn't work? Here's the response. The fact that he was a sleeper agent working for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Should call him Rob Hansen instead of Rob Hennigan. This 100% came from OKC, made highly questionable, franchise-crippling choices, then went back to OKC where he was subsequently promoted. Don't forget this franchise-crippling choices directly benefited OKC by gifting them Sabonis and Oladipo. 106 people agree with this, by the way. So yeah, Rob Hennigan, sleeper agent or not, worked well for OKC.
Just look at genius,
quick,
bro. That's,
if you want to win this brand new
that's
private
smart
jet,
business, bro. In my opinion, I'm not gonna lie. That's just if nobody caught on and nobody notices, bro, that's genius business, bro. What? I'm sorry that his brain was just a lot bigger than everyone else's, and that he can actually think about shit. But that's not even his fault, bro. I would have done the same shit.
all you gotta do is subscribe. After that, just go buy this private jet. Then you'll be subbed and you got the private jet.
Type shit.
Thanks.
Make sure y'all sub up so you can get a private jet.
If you guys could subscribe, I would genuinely appreciate it. I'll be posting a lot on here. And subbing is truly the only thing that tells me you guys want me to keep posting. So thank you.
Type shit. Hey, this goes for me too, but y'all sub up type shit. I'm gonna leave 2-3 down below so like y'all can sub up to him too. But like, you know, y'all gotta get the both of us, right? You feel me?
But next theory. The Thon Maker age theory.
I believe this
when
one.
Thon Maker was
Thon
drafted,
Maker, yo.
this was everywhere. 2016, ABC News. Thon Maker's age conspiracy theories dogging Australian NBA draft pick at Milwaukee Bucks. Dude, death sentence to whoever wrote that title. Actually. But this is what happened. Thon Maker, the Bucks took him 10th overall in the 2016 NBA draft. They thought they were going to have two Giannis's. Instead, they had Giannis and an 83-year-old man who was pretending to be a 19-year-old. Kinda. Thon Maker's listed birth date, February 25th, 1997. That would have made him 19 years old at the 2016 NBA draft. Normal age for a drafted player. You know, everyone thought the dude was 1 year removed from high school graduation.
Oh shit, fucking Tony Snell.
Until,
oh my god, dude's autistic.
An old yearbook photo of him leaked. In this yearbook, this was from the 2010-2011 school year.
That nigga Tony Snell was
Australian
ass,
yearbook.
bro. They used to run
At the time this was
cardio.
taken, all these
That
other
dude was
kids in this
Cardio
yearbook,
Vincent before
Bianca,
Cardio Vincent.
Aaron, Susan, Jose, they were all 22 to 23 at this point. So if he was the same age as all these people he graduated with, he was 22 or 23 when he was drafted, instead of 19 like he said. I mean, Thon Maker's life path, the dude was born in Sudan, lived in Uganda, moved to Australia as a refugee, then he moved to Canada to play basketball, then the US to play basketball. The record tracking
he genuinely could have thought he was 19 too, and people
literally,
bro, he probably was like 23, 24, and people just told him he was 19, and he had like no way of knowing or verifying, so like he just had to go with it, yo.
no one knew what to make of Thon Maker. I mean, look up mock drafts from this time. They got him going 43rd here, 15th, and apparently a lot of teams were turned off by this whole age situation. But then, right after the draft, an old passport of his leaked, and it said that he was the age he said he was. Born in 97. So what the hell age is Thon Maker? No one fully knows. Are you believe in the yearbook? You believe in Bianca and Karen? Or you believe in the passport? I honestly have no idea what to believe.
But that could be a fake ass passport.
This is only one of the examples of a false age in the NBA. Manute Bol, they used to say, was genuinely like 50 when he was playing. So Maker only being like 3 to 4 years older, possible.
You know when Manute Bol was fucking 50, bro.
But next up, the draft lottery is in private theory. This theory, we got to go back to the draft lottery, but in a different light. So the NBA draft lottery, we got to go back to 2016 again. So 2016, they picked the ping pong balls. That's how they've always done it. And in 2016, hours before they even do the ping pong balls for the draft lottery, Dikembe Mutombo tweets out a congratulation to the 76ers
Like, is this not common?
for winning the draft lottery.
Is this not common sense, bro? That like the people that are like, yeah, it's a. Why do you think it's not televised, bruh? Why do y'all think there's no videos and shit of it, yo? Cause them niggas are doing some BS behind the scenes, yo. It's common sense. Like if it was truly private and like truly only the NBA and stuff, you know, in that room, they would have no business. They would have no problem recording it and showing it live. But they don't. For some odd reason, they show the lottery live. They show the draft live, but they don't show the ping pong ball. They don't show the ping pong balls getting picked out live. What are we doing, bro? Nah, hell no, bro. If you actually believe the NBA was like real and didn't rig the lottery, bro, there's something wrong with your brain, bro, dead ass. Cause it's probably one of the most obvious things you can see with your own two eyes, bro. Like I'm telling you, it was that Cooper flight. There's no way the NBA thought they were slick when they did that, bro. Like how do you expect us to believe that a team that just went to the finals the year before gonna trade their best player to the Lakers of all teams, the LA Lakers? They could have traded Luka anywhere else, but he went to the Lakers. But they said well, we didn't really make Luka available for trade. We only wanted to trade him to one team, and it happens to be the Lakers. Like, come on. So he goes to the biggest market in the sport, and then the Mavericks, after being the 10 seed, or something like that, they still jump up. They were from 1% to the first pick. Get the hell out of here with that BS, bro. And then the same shit happened with Zion and AD. Traded AD. They traded AD. Guess where AD got traded from the Pelicans to? The Lakers. And guess who got the first pick? The Pelicans. Like, there's no fucking way this shit is not rigged, bro. There's no way. Like, I don't get it, yo. Every superstar that gets traded to the Lakers, bro, the team gets the first pick, bro. Every single time.
Yeah. The picks didn't even happen yet. Or didn't even happen. This tweet came out before the lottery balls were even picked. Okay, Adam. And of course, the tweet was instantly deleted.
Obvious.
And also, of course, the 76ers would go on to win the draft lottery.
Obvious.
Then Dikembe came out and said, I was trying to congratulate the Sixers if they win the draft. For some reason, I made a mistake. I'm just laughing so hard about what people are saying online. It's funny.
Hey, Dikembe, bro, RIP and everything, but this is probably one of the worst lies I've heard in my life. You were trying to congratulate if they won. So what you meant to say was congratulations, Philly, for possibly getting the number. That doesn't make any sense, bro. That doesn't make any sense. So you try to say, yeah, if Philly gets the number one pick, congratulations. That doesn't make any sense, bro. And you didn't even word it like that. You literally said, congrats on Philly for getting the number one pick. There's no typo mistake that you could have made or anything like that. No, you said flat out, congrats to the Sixers for getting the number one pick.
The classic, congratulations if you win the lottery, 76ers. But another thing they said the Sixers social team sent out messages for Dikembe to copy and paste if the Sixers won the lottery, and Dikembe accidentally tweeted them. I don't know.
Yeah, but he accidentally tweeted them, but the Sixers happened to get the number one pick still. Get the fuck out of here, NBA, bro. Why do you think it's a lottery in the first place so they can rig it? Why do you think the NFL doesn't do a lottery, brother? There's no way to rig it, yo. Worst team, first pick. Like, what are we doing, bro? Imagine if the NFL had a lottery, bro. There would be so much rigging going on. Oh my God, bro. Imagine if a top QB prospect was in the draft, bro, and then Jets had the first pick, the number one odds for the first pick. NFL is easily rigging that shit to make sure he doesn't go to the Jets, bro.
Even if Dikembe did know, when they're physically picking the ping pong balls, it's supposed to be this super secret thing that no one knows about. Read this. The NBA draft lottery drawing takes place in private, secured room shortly before the televised broadcast, although it isn't open to the public. It's observed by select NBA officials, team representatives, media members, and supervised by the accounting firm Ernst & Young. Got it. So it's some super secret, Spider-Man.
If all this is true, record it, nigga. Record it and put it live. If all this is true, what's the big deal about you recording it? What's the big deal about you recording it and showing it on live television? If all this is true, if nothing is rigged, everything is private, nothing shady is going on. What is the big deal about y'all recording it and putting it live, yo?
Identity type secret. But they say it's only the team representatives that are there, and I know this ain't the Kembe. Unless he's been out of the sun for too long. But yeah, people of course came out and said the NBA draft lottery, a rig fest. And we'll actually get to one of the biggest draft lottery rig stories in a little. But this Dikembe story, you know this guy knew the Sixers won the lottery 12 hours before everyone. Favorite one?
Great player.
The Ryan Anderson colorblind theory. So Ryan Anderson, this one comes from this post. Ryan Anderson's shooting struggles at home, a result of his color blindness. Shout out to this guy, Box on Fire. But this theory goes back 9 years when Ryan Anderson was on the Houston Rockets. And in this theory, Ryan Anderson struggled in red heavy arenas. Why? Because of color perception issues. He shot worse in red environments. Houston, Atlanta, Chicago. The guy was a brick fest there. But Rocket fans noticed this first off because, well, he was a Rocket, he played in the red arena, and he couldn't shoot at home. At home, 37% from the field, 33.2 from 3, 77.3 from the line, 46.1 from the field, 46.7 from 3, 92.9
ain't no way. Yeah, nah, this dude has been colorblind. No way your 3-point percentage jumps up 13%. Your field goal percentage jumps up 9%. And your free throw percentage almost 20%, bro. 15% increase? No, hell no way.
I mean, these differences are insane. What player is better on the road than home? The theory stated Ryan Anderson had red-green colorblindness, and the rim blends into the seatings in the back. And then, this person took it even a step further. They pulled up his career stats. Ryan Anderson's career stats in Chicago. 33.5% from the field, 29.1 from 3, 87 from the line. And then his regular career averages, 42.3% from the field, 38.1
I wonder
from
how
3,
people recognize this shit though. But
86.1
you
from
have
the
to
line.
really deep dive and analyze the
are
game
obvious.
in order to recognize
Ryan
this.
Anderson,
I would
a
never
sharpshooter,
recognize this.
can't shoot when he's playing in a red arena. I mean, if these were Ryan Anderson's opponents and they were playing on the Boise State field, that brother would have scored 300 points a night. But Ryan Anderson did officially come out and say he's not colorblind.
Nah, ain't no way.
Ryan Anderson, if I'm you, I'm dying by that. Oh yeah, I can't shoot because of the colors. The 2012 draft lottery rig theory. Besides the Patrick Ewing draft, the 2012 draft lottery might be the most famous draft lottery rig of all time. So the lottery is in May like always, but
look
to
at these
fully
dudes'
understand
eyes,
this
bro.
picture,
You could easily see
go
they
back
know
a couple
something
months.
behind the scenes is going
So
on.
the Hornets and Lakers agree on a trade, CP3 to the Lakers. But David Stern vetoes the trade. I'm not going to go fully into the situation because I did a couple videos ago. But basically, the reason this trade was vetoed, the Hornets didn't have an owner at the time. And David Stern said they vetoed it because basketball reasons. But a lot of people think he really just didn't like the return he was getting for Chris Paul, and the NBA wouldn't be able to sell the Hornets easily. Then, the Hornets trade CP3 to the Clippers a few days later, which gives them a 22-year-old Eric Gordon. And if you know how good Eric Gordon was at 22, the dude was averaging 22 points per game.
Damn, Eric
We're not
Gordon
talking
was
about
nice.
this Eric Gordon.
Oh my, someone called the National Weather Service. We had an unanticipated storm in the building tonight. Homeboy was running threes down on these fools. Bam, 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 one after another. They'll lose track of you and boom, another one.
Bro, with these 2K voice scripts, bro, did they just make them read off a piece of paper into the mic and they only recorded it one time? And they were like, all right, we got your lines, you can go. Because that's what it sounds like, bro. Because ain't no way. There's no way.
Hornets got Gordon.
There's no way
and fast
they're
forward a couple
that
months,
bad.
time for the NBA draft lottery. First odds, the Bobcats, who just went 2 and 131. Second, the Wizards. Third, the Cavs. And fourth, the ownerless New Orleans Hornets, a 13.7% chance to win the lottery. And what would be the most attractive thing for any owner looking to buy a team? Well, give them one of the greatest college basketball players ever, Anthony Davis. The timing just felt too weird. The Hornets were financially unstable, in an ownership transition, just a mess. Then they land the first overall pick, and they're able to sell the team. Then suddenly, the team gets a new superstar, their ownership is stabilized, and they're back on track. Granted, this is the modern day Pelicans. I don't know if I would call them back on track, but you get it. Oh yeah, and this picture surfaced of AD wearing a Hornets hat before the draft even happened. But after trading Chris Paul, this is a market that was dying for a franchise face.
Bro, I like how the NBA thinks we're just dumb as hell and not gonna notice shit like this, bro. Like, if you're gonna rig something, make it less obvious, bro. Like, you cannot make a rig more obvious than the NBA makes the lottery rigged obvious, bro.
MKG second, criminal. But if you guys enjoyed,
you cannot make anything way more obvious than that, yo. Dead ass. Hey, but that was a W vid from 2-3, bro. Make sure y'all check him out, bro. If y'all like the NBA, y'all like sports, anything like that, check me out. TikTok, YouTube. I'll leave everything down below. But yeah, that was a good vid. But always make sure y'all always remember hard work pays off. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.